So element is in a single substance. So in our earth, basically 92 natural occurring elements in the world around us there. So here we have the elements. So we need to remember the element symbol. This is the most important. So another important thing is an atomic weight and the body weight of the element. So basically the elements are shown in capital letters, okay, not small letters. So if there is there are two words. In the first letter is capital and the second letter is small. So then every person is able to understood that this is the element, not any symbol. Okay, so we talked about the elements. In elements, how the smallest particles or smallest parts are called atoms. So atoms are the parts of the atom, or subunits of the atoms are proton, neutron, and electron. Proton, this is the proton, this is the positive. Neutron, neutral, and electron are negative. So proton and neutron are situated on nucleus, and electrons is it is revolves around the orbital pathway. So this is the pathway. If this is an element, we have nucleus, orbital pathway. Okay, in that we will see the proton, neutron, and electron. Then afterwards, the bonding of the elements are seen. So if there is uh, balancing in the elements, okay, so then the two elements attach each other, then they will become ionic or chemical bonds. So what are the types of bonds are there? We studied in the last class that there is ionic bond, okay, covalent bond, disulfide bond, and hydrogen bond. In last class, we studied about ionic bond and covalent bond. Now we will talk about disulfide bond. Okay. So if there is confusion, you can watch the video of the last class. Okay. Here, one example is given that oxygen is bonding with oxygen. Okay. Then one bond is going to happen. Okay. So this is the example of covalent bond. Okay. And example of ionic bond, that is sodium and chloride. Okay, sodium and chloride. Now we will talk about disulfide bond and hydrogen bonds. Two other types of bonds that are important to the chemistry of the body are disulfide bonds and hydrogen bonds. Disulfide bonds are found in some proteins. Hydrogen bonds are part of many different molecules. Now we will talk about disulfide bond. Disulfide bond is a covalent bond formed between two atoms of sulfur, usually within the same large protein molecules. The hormone insulin, for example, is a protein that must have a specific three-dimensional shape in order to function properly to regulate the blood sugar level. Each molecule of insulin has two disulfide bonds that help maintain its proper shape and function. Okay, here disulfide bonds mean it is the bond of two sulfur atoms. Okay, two sulfur of atoms means what if one is sulfur here, is sulfur here. So we have disulfide, one sulfur, two sulfur, disulfide. Okay, the combination of this is important. Okay, why this is important? To maintain proper shape and function. Like one example is given here, that is pancreas. Pancreas or the organ are situated in digestive system, which releases two things. One is exocrine thing and another is endocrine. In exocrine, we will get digestive enzymes. Sorry, in exocrine, we will get hormones. Okay, in endocrine, we will get digestive enzymes. Okay, in hormones we have one hormone called insulin, which will regulate the blood sugar levels. Means insulin, what will insulin do? Insulin is a protein, it is a hormone made up by protein. Okay, when it is released, it will send the carbon or glucose to the cells. Okay, likewise, in the hostels or in the you seen in the hostels or in the classes, one person is there who is always available to see the to see the students is they are roaming in the class outside the classes or they are studying. Okay, so whenever the teacher or the person will walk through the corridor and any place, the students will enter into the room easily. Okay, and they focus to study. So like that, insulin, it will roam on the blood, and it will combine with glucose, and they will take the glucose into the cell. So insulin is the very necessary thing for our body to maintain energy levels high. Okay, if you need energy, you need glucose. So glucose need to enter into the cell, it will get the help of the insulin. Okay, so in the disulfide we have to remember one example, it is okay with us. Okay, there are other examples also there, so you have to remember one example. Disulfide means two sulfides to maintain the proper shape and function. Sulfur is an one element. We have two elements now. Here we have the sulfur is an element. Okay, two sulfurs are bound together to maintain the proper function of any example means any protein. Like example is insulin. Okay, now we will talk about hydrogen bond. So there are other examples also. Okay, we will talk about that. Okay, here we have the keratin of the skin and hair. What did keratin do? Keratin will able to stop the entering of pathogens, also entering of any outside things, like it will not able to enter the water also. Like our skin is there, you pour the water, it will not enter into your skin, into your body, it will flush out from the outside only. Okay, so this is because of the creatine protein. We'll study this about in skin or integumentary system. Okay, a strand of hair maintains its shape because of disulfide bonds. So how the strand of hair is maintaining its shape. Hair are mainly in standing position like this. Okay, this position. Okay, when naturally curly hair is tainted, the disulfide bond in the keratin molecule are broken. So if a person have curly hair, due to the shape, everyone's shape is depend upon this disulfide bond. Okay, if anyone is doing the straightening of her or his hair, what will happening? The disulfide bond are broken. It will broken. When naturally straightened hair is permed or curled, the disulfide bond in the keratin are first broken, then reformed in the curl hair. Neither process affected the living part of the hair, the hair root, so the hair will grow out its original shape. We would not want such a process affecting our insulin or antibody molecules. Further, it would destroy their functioning. So, this is the one second example of uh, disulfide bond. That is creatine. Creatine is a protein. It is also a protein. It have disulfide. So, what happened that whenever you comb, example, you comb, you can broke the disulfide bond. After some time, it will re-enter, and again your hair become curly. So if you cut down the, if you do uh, if you cut your hair also, it will regrowth like that only. This is because of the reason behind that, that there is creatine, and in creatine we have disulfide bond. So so this is very natural process. So these are the examples of disulfide bond. So we studied disulfide bond. We have two examples, that is insulin and another one is creatine. Now we will talk about another bonding, that is hydrogen bond. What is hydrogen bond? Hydrogen bonds, it is the involvement of hydrogen only, not other than hydrogen. There is no other element. Okay, does not involve the sharing or exchange of electrons, but rather this is become of properly of hydrogen atoms. When a hydrogen atom share its one electron in a covalent bond with another atom, its proton has slightly positive charge and may be attracted to be nearly oxygen or nitrogen atom, which has a slightly negative charge. Although there are weak bonds, hydrogen bonds are important in several ways. Large organic molecules such as protein, DNA have very specific functions. They depend upon the three-dimensional shape. The shape of these molecules, so crucial to their proper functioning, are often maintained by hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds also make water cohesive. That is, each water molecule is attracted to nearby water molecules. Such cohesiveness can be seen if water is dropped into clean glass. The surface tension created by the hydrogen bonds make the water form three-dimensional beds. Within the body, the cohesiveness of water helps keep blood a continuous stream as it flows within the body vessels and keep tissue fluid continuous around cell. These hydrogen bonds are also responsible for the other important characteristics of water, which are discussed in later section. So basically, hydrogens, uh, here one example is given, that is hydrogen is attached with oxygen. So two hydrogen elements are attached with one oxygen element, so it becomes H2O, means water. So basically the water is very clear, no taste, no shape. Why this is happened? This is the question we have to ask. Why this is happening? Because it is three-dimensional due to the involvement of hydrogen. So there is no color, there is no shape, it is very clear. So whenever you pour the water into the glass, it will become the glass water, means the shape of the water becomes in the glass. Likewise in the body, if it is flow in the blood vessels, it will take hard particles along with them. Okay, and it is easy. Okay, if this is cell, one example is that it is cell. So water have no shape. If example, if the water have a circular shape, it is most difficult to enter into the cell, and it is most difficult to leave from the cells. So that's the reason hydrogen bonds are there. They are three-dimensional, so they will convert them in any shape. If you put them in on the glass, they become the glass shape. If you put on the bottle shape. Okay, anything you took from the pound a glass of water, sorry, a cup, a hand of water, it will become the shape of the water, hands in hand. Okay, so it is easy to enter into the cell, it is easy to release from the cell. Okay, so that's the reason we have very easy element, that is due to the element, a hydrogen element, the water is very easy to enter any area. Okay, so other things also related are there. Okay, here not explained. Okay, so these are the things explained in uh, bond. Okay, chemical bond. So we studied ionic bond. Okay, we studied covalent bond. Okay, and we studied Today we talked about disulfide bond and hydrogen bond. Now we will talk about chemical reaction. What are chemical reactions? So please, whoever unmuted, please mute.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Let's resume the class. So here we have the chemical reactions. Okay. What is chemical reaction? A chemical reaction is change brought about by the formation of breaking of chemical bonds. Means chemical bonding is bonding of two elements. Chemical reaction is breaking of two elements. Whoever having two or more elements bonding would have to break. So these process is called chemical reaction. Two general types of reactions are synthesis reaction and decomposition reaction. So what are the reactions are there? We have synthetic reactions, synthesis reactions, and decomposition reaction. So let's talk about that. So bonding of two elements is chemical bonding. So releasing or breaking of two elements is chemical reaction by the help of synthesis reaction or decomposition reaction. So first we will talk about synthesis reaction. Synthesis reaction bonds are formed to join two or more atoms or molecules to make a new compound. The production of the protein hemoglobin in potential red blood cells is example of synthesis reaction. Proteins are synthesized by the bonding of many amino acids in smaller subunits. Synthesis reaction require energy for the formation of bonds. What happening that so here rather than coming together two elements, they are coming molecules. So combination of like H2O is a molecule, okay, and NaCl is a molecule, sodium chloride and water. So breaking them and combination of an other molecule is defined as synthesis reaction. So it may be subunits, it may be any type of reaction that needs energy. Okay, so to form or to become to need an another bonding of those elements, we need energy. So this reaction is known as synthesis reaction. Here one example is given that I will explain you that in the body we have blood. Okay, blood, you know about that blood. In the blood we have blood. In blood we have hemoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin we have iron. Okay, in blood we have RBC. In RBC we have hemoglobin. In hemoglobin we have iron. So this is the combination. Okay, so RBC is a cell. It is also combination of molecules. In RBC we have hemoglobin. Okay, in hemoglobin we have iron. So you able to understand this. So they are the combination. They combine together. So where this process is occurring, this process is occurring in our bone marrow. So other molecules are combined together and forming in one unit or subunit is due to the reaction, the synthesis reaction, which is happened in bone marrow. Okay, in the blood we have RBC, we have WBC, we have platelets. In RBC we have all this stuff, hemoglobin and iron. Okay, next type of reaction is decomposition reaction. What is decomposition reaction? bonds are broken and large molecules change or to two or more smaller ones. One example is the digestion of large molecules of starch into many small glucose molecules. Some decomposition reactions release energy. This is described in a later section of on cell respiration. In this and future chapters, keep in mind that the term reaction refers to the making or breaking of chemical bonds and thus to change in the physical and chemical characters of the molecules involved. So basically, decomposition reaction, it is bonds are broken, large molecules are changed into small molecules. Means here we have large molecules, it is breaked into small molecules. Okay, so this is happening due to the decomposition reaction. Due to the decomposition reaction. Okay, so we will talk about in detail in later classes. So here on the basics of chemistry are explaining. Okay, in later chapters we will able to know about these things. Okay, I think you understood about chemical or chemical bonds. Okay, now we will talk about inorganic compounds. Okay, what are the inorganic compounds? We have two types of compounds, that is inorganic and organic. Here we have organic. Later on we will talk about organic. First we will talk about inorganic. What does it mean? What is meant by inorganic? Basically, inorganic compounds are usually simple molecules, often consist of only one or two different elements. Despite the simplicity, however, some inorganic compounds are essential to normal structure and function of the body. Basically, inorganic are compounds which made up of one or two elements. This is the first definition given by the book. And the second is these are the essential for our body, but body did not produce by itself. It will get from outside. Okay, it is from outside. Okay, this is the second what do you tell, this is the second definition of inorganic compounds. So body need this for do the basic functioning. Like here we have the water, we have to take water from outside. Next we have oxygen, we need oxygen from outside. Carbon dioxide. Okay, next cell respiration we will talk about later. Acid, bases and pH, this is happen in the body buffer system. Okay, so most of the things are produced by the outside environment, outside things. Okay, so body need that to maintain or do normal function. So let's talk about water. What is, why water is necessary for our body? We'll talk in detail today. We will able to know why is water important for our the body. Okay, let's talk about water. Basically, water makes up 60 to 75% of the human body and is essential for life for several reasons. Here, the reasons are involved. Okay, why is water is so important? I am audible for everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Good evening.
Oh, yeah, let's continue the topic. Water. Water is solvent. The first reason why we need the water is solvent. That is, I will explain everything about that. First, we will study, then I will explain, then I will give the example. Okay, it is many substances called solutes can dissolve in water. Nutrients such as glucose are dissolved in blood plasma, which is largely water, to be transported to cells throughout the body. The sense of taste depends upon the solvent ability of saliva. Dissolved food stimulates the receptors in taste buds. The excretion of waste products is possible because they are dissolved in the water of urine. So basically, water is solvent. Means solvent. One is solvent, one is solute. Water is solvent. Solvent means which dissolve anything. Okay, which dissolve anything. This is water. We have beaker of water. We put sugar in this jar. So sugar dissolve in the water and it will become liquid. What will it become? Liquid, thick. So how is the taste of the sugar of the water? This is very sweet, sweetie. Okay. So the sugar of this liquid is the taste of this liquid is sweet because the sugar is dissolved in this particular water. So we have small particles of the sugar which are present in this water, and it is very easy to travel. Okay, if you pour this into the land, it will be easy to travel. Okay, but if you pour sugar on the floor, it will stick into one place. So our body have number of solutes. Okay, our body have number of solutes. I will explain in. Okay, here we have whiteboard. Okay, in the body you have number of solutes like nutrients, glucose, waste products. Okay, like urea, creatinine, etc. Okay, and other products also is there, like other products. So if you travel all this material into the bloodstream, so this will need any solvent. So water is the solvent. So all these solutes are dissolved in the water and easily travel from one place to another place with the help of heart. Okay, so that's the reason in our body we have water in large quantity. Okay, I think you're able to understood. Next we have water is lubricant. What does mean lubricant? Here we have which prevents friction where surface meet and above. In the digestive tract, swallowing depends upon the presence of saliva, and mucus is a slippery fluid that permits the smooth passage of food through the intestine. Synovial fluid within the joint cavity prevents friction as bones move. Means lubricant means whenever two surfaces meet together, it will it will uh, touch together and made rigidity, cracking sounds. So like our in our mouth we have saliva, so we can easily chew the food. Okay, easily chew the food, and we easily swallow the food with the help of mucus present in the food pipe, in the esophagus. Okay, okay, this is the thing. And one more example, we have knee joint. We studied about in yesterday's class that we have three bones, patella, tibia, femur. Okay, with the help of three bones, we have knee joint. In the knee joint, we have synovial fluid. Due to the synovial fluid, we are able to move freely our both legs. Why this is happening? Due to the water. It is also fluid which contains water. Okay, this is the importance of water. Water will give, water is solvent. Water is prevents rigidity or friction. Next, third thing is water changes temperature slowly. This is another example, another important things about water. What does water do? Water has a high heat capacity, which means that it will absorb a great deal of heat before its temperature rise significantly, or it must lose a great deal of heat before its temperature drops significantly. This is one of the factors that help the body maintain its constant temperature. Water also have heat of vaporization, which is important for the process of sweating. Excess body heat evaporates sweat on the skin surface rather than overheating the body cells. And because of water's high heat of vaporization, a great deal of heat can be given off with the loss of relatively small amount of water. Means water will change the temperature. Okay, it will gain the temperature, it will lose the temperature. Gaining temperature when this happen in winter season, gaining losing temperature when this happen in summer season. Okay, so whenever the patient underwent into the uh, s- sun sunny day, he will get very sweat, very lot of sweat get. Why this happening? Due to the water which are present in the body is absorbing the heat and releasing the heat from the body. Okay, not giving the heat to the cells. If the temperature rises in the cell will blast. It will not able to work. Okay, so we have water for solvent, we have water for lubricant, we have water for changing the temperature slowly. Okay, now we will talk about water compartments. So please again join everyone. Okay, we will continue the lecture.